Hey everybody, John at Midnight Paint and Body back with you again. Yeah, I know I've done dent repair videos before, but I just thought I would do a video for you guys on doing nasty dents. I'll take you guys for a quick tour around this truck. I just got this job in today. So this fella actually bought this truck like this, so he just wants to get her tidied up. So as you can see, this box side is pretty hammered. So you can't really see with the light shining on it, but you see how way far that's in. So we've got that. This side is all pushed in as well. And then we've just kind of got nastiness all over. It looks like that's something jammed in between the cab and the box there, so the box will be coming off. Got a couple of panels here that aren't damaged. And this fender is pretty hammered. You know, this fender is definitely borderline replaced, but yeah, we're gonna fix it. I like fixing stuff. So I just figured we'd start with this nasty one. I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, maybe it helps somebody out. We'll kind of go through the steps of sort of reversing the damage on something that's this far gone. So yeah, I'm going to get set up and we'll see what we can do with this. So I'm just going to start with this hydraulic porta-power jack. So we're just going to start trying to kind of work this out a little at a time. You don't want to get onto any one spot and just start ramming it. The idea is to kind of try and reverse the way the damage went in. And I chose to do this before taking the box off the truck. That way I've got something to kind of push against. Ultimately, pulling equipment would be better for this repair, but it's a low buck operation. I don't know if you can see that, but this is already coming out. This was in a good 3-4 inches. You can still see there's a buckle there. We'll work on that. So we got that the dent pushed out pretty good. Bring you guys around so you can see the difference there. So I'm going to move on to just working it a little bit with the hammer and dolly and see how good we can get it. I don't know if I'm going to finish it up. Like I was saying, I might wait until the box is off the truck and then I've got a lot more room to get in there, but we'll just see what we can do with it. And I'll let you guys in on one of my one-man shop redneck solutions. The engine crane, and a couple of good heavy-duty straps. And a lot of trust in those little tie-down hooks. There we go, one-man box removal. Well, good morning again. It's actually the next day already again, and it's Friday. So I just kind of thought I'd show you guys where we're at here with this Dent repair. So just for reference, I'm going to take you around to the other box side. Now this one was stoved in too, but it actually came out with the jack really well. You see on these, there's so many body lines. I mean, got a line here, you've got this disappearing line right here, you've got these lines that come into kind of this concave triangle shape right there. So there's a lot to consider on a dent like this. Hopefully you can kind of pick that up in the camera, that I think we've got that all worked out pretty good here. So this is ready to prep up for some filler. Oh, actually, I need to straighten that line out a little there. I'll do that first. So yeah, so keep in mind, like I've said before, the body filler, you want to consider it more of like a surface leveler. You're not filling, deep stuff. You want to get all the deep stuff out. So get the metal back in shape the best you can before applying fillers. So I'm going to get set up and we'll start stripping this down to get it ready to coat her up. Prepped up the metal there with 60 grit on the big machine. That's just a personal preference. I like using that machine because I can strip the paint back at low speed without putting any heat in the panel. Just finishing it off with a little mini grinder to get into a few little low spots there. fire was out of my usual body filler that I like to use. So I'm using this Evergold Rage Gold, which I'm not crazy about it. It does the job. There's other stuff I prefer. That's okay, this will do. And you might be looking at this and, well, there's a little ding up here, but this wasn't really damaged. Why am I filling it? I like to fill big. That way, I mean, you're not trying to work a little spot here. You're going to have level everything out as you go. Again, most of this filler ends up on the floor. A lot of guys refer to it as Bondo. Now, Bondo is a name brand, it's a company that makes body filler, but I guess it's just kind of become the standard for what we call it, but it's kind of terrible stuff actually. Really hard to sand. This more modern filler, it's you get what you pay for. If you're doing this on your own, if you're just learning, buy the more expensive filler. The little bit of cost you're going to well make up for in your sandpaper and your sanding time. Try and kind of work those body lines shapes back in with the filler. Just makes it a little easier sanding. Alright, I'm just going to mix up a hair more if we're in the pocket there. And then we'll come back to this in 15 minutes when it's time to sand. The filler's ready to sand, so what you're going to see me do first, I like to use the big 8-inch mud buster, and I'm just going to kind of flatten out the flat areas and just kind of take some of the bulk off, and then we'll move on to a block. So I seem to have a little bit of a low through there. You can see the filler's unsanded. So I'm trying to get this line, it had the line going through there and then angling down straight up. So I'm going to bring that up just with a little bit of filler. Chances are it's going to all come back off. I like to add more filler before I take the initial filler all the way down. That way you're still, if you take this down right to where it needs to be and then add more filler, you're going to be sanding that off. You're going to be taking the stuff around it down a little more too. So now is the time to do it. I'm going to hit a couple low spots. And I'm actually going to prep up a couple spots, other spots on the box for filler while I'm at it. And then we'll be back in a minute. Figured to give you guys one last look at this before I put some primer on. So I went ahead and just did that little bit of putty and stuff on it. Still a few pinholes, but I'll get those after primer. Didn't bother recording, it's just more of the same. But yeah, as you can see, I don't know if you can pick up the body lines, so I've done my best to get all the lines back in there the way they should be. I'll bring you back in after primer for one last look. And, you know, just keep in mind, for as hammered as this box side was, that's basically one coat of body filler. Other than, you know, I had to touch up a couple of, two low spots was all that needed more fillers. So if you get the metal right, you don't need much body filler. So yeah, I'm gonna go for lunch, come back, put some primer on this, and then we'll have another look later today. Alright, panel is in primer. I'll bring you guys in for another look just so you can kind of see the semi-finished product. As you can see, we've got all those body lines back where they need to be. Well, obviously still needs to be blocked out before paint, but it turned out pretty good. So, I don't know if that was helpful for anybody, but just thought I'd kind of show you, you know, go through fixing kind of a nasty dent. You know, the kind of the main thing there is, you know, take your time, look at reversing the damage, try and figure out the way the dent went in, bring it back out the opposite way. And you know, as usual, my disclaimer, I'm no hotshot body man, I'm just a guy that does, you know, body work for a living, so I just hope maybe some of my experience can help you guys out a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's interested in seeing it, but I mean, we could do another video when it comes to blocking it out and painting it. But for now, I'm going to leave that one there. As always, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you can, and I do hope to see you on the next one.